because at this point we've already progressed very, very far into enemy territory. Hey guys, Azineum here, and today we are playing Rise of Legions, and I am here to show you the #1 way of winning. It is a game by Broken Games, published by Crunchy Leaf Games. Now, I've done a review on this game. Go ahead and watch that before you watch this, because you'll have to have 15 minutes of playtime, or watch that review first to understand what I'm doing. Without further ado, let's get right in. And it's tutorial time. Alright, here we go. So, let's go ahead and go to the deck builder, Guardians of No Sleep, as I call it. You can rename your deck down here, by the way. Okay, so basically, I have these 3 towers, okay? Now, these towers are going to be used to stop enemies from advancing. Now, these towers, once they're placed, they can't be moved, unless you have this card, which is called Relocate. Now, what this card does is it allows you to transport troops and stationary buildings, pretty much anything forward. You're going to want to have 3 of these sapling bushes. Basically, they're a building that spawn these little acorn guys. Now, here's the cool thing about this, right? If we read this down here at the bottom, time limit. Unit dies after 17 seconds. This limit is removed if unit receives an enchantment. So that's where this guy comes into play. If you get yourself a Pulse of the Forest, not only does it increase the health of the little acorns by 50, it's also increased by 30% of the base health. So it also removes that time limit, like I was saying. So this card is pretty important. I'm sure you could exchange it with a different card, but it really buffs these guys up. If we look, their base health is, I believe, 1 or 2. Oh no, it's 84, okay. So, my bad there. It is 84, which is a pretty good health pool. But you increase it even more with this card, and you upgrade them so they don't die after that time limit. These cards I just use as general attack cards. They do ignore armor, so I've had a lot of luck with these. And then these guys are just to stop the troops from the enemy from advancing forward. Very important. You don't want the enemy to advance forward too much, or your base will be damaged. Now, if it does happen, you can still win with the setup here. And it's because even though the opponent may have an initial successful push forward, you'll be able to recover within at least 1 to 2 minutes with this setup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the game, and I will show you how this setup works. Right, here we go. So I like placing these guys down first, but let's go 1 and 1. That way we get something that's a little bit offensive, and also gives us a little bit of power. So you're going to want to put these towers down first, otherwise you're going to have a bit of a hard time. Okay, so now we want to immediately put these bushes down. Even if they're back a little bit further, preferably maybe even right here, because these guys will walk forward anyways. So let's go ahead and keep working these. Now you have to be kind of on the ball with this in the beginning. Near the end phase, it doesn't matter as much. Let's go ahead and grab another one of those, and then we're going to alternate between that and these guys here. The machineling. Now, I will double check, because it had... Oh, it's called a Rootling, if you don't have the skin. So, just be aware, it may not look like this. I'm running a skin on it, so... So now, you take this, and check this out. Boom, and watch this. They'll shake and spawn instantly. So, it's really important to use this Relocate, because it actually causes these to spawn a fresh new wave. Now you can't do it all the time. It seems to be on some sort of timer. I can't figure it out, but it does seem to be on some sort of timer. So just do be aware that that won't happen. Now we don't get this for another minute and 6 seconds, but after that these guys start upgrading and these little guys won't die, which is very good. So now we're going to go back here. Since we have 2 of these, we're going to want to grab another one of these and then just alternate. So next round we're having another Gatling drone spawner placed down. Now, that, like I said, that's pretty important in the beginning, but later game it's not as important. There we go. Take this, hover over everything, and move it just a little bit. And it'll cause them to shake an entire new wave. Okay, cool. So we just want to basically keep placing these bushes down. Okay, just like that. And I know it's tempting to move forward, but you don't want to move forward too much in case something becomes available. So you can take a little peek. So we've already moved actually that far forward. So at this point, what you want to do is grab all of these guys and move them as far forward as possible. That way you're not missing out on a lot of time. And then just start placing these guys down. Okay, so now we're on stage 2. So you take this Pulse of the Forest and you place it on top of it. Okay? And then take this and relocate. Just a little bit. Okay, well, it didn't really matter too much. But you can see that those guys are upgraded. Or upgrading. So let's go ahead and place another one of these down. Move back up. Let's place this guy down. Okay, here we go. Keep working it. Alright. Now that enchantment does wear off after a period of time. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and just take a little peek forward. Okay, so we're actually doing pretty good. Now, what I will say is we could probably have one of these here, one of these here, one of these here, and maybe one more turret, but it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move our bushes up to this area. Go back, keep an eye on your right bar. Okay, here we go. Now these green slots will give you an instant troop spawn, so do be aware of that. That is not super important, but it's fairly important. Let's try and place these down. Okay. Now grab your relocate and move it just a little bit. That way you get a fresh batch and you get some of these guys that will automatically upgrade. There we go. Let's check forward. And we've already captured it. Great. Now what we can do is take this and move our guys forward even further. Sapling bushes. Now those guys back there don't matter too much, because we'll create a new army up here. And these do become available fairly quickly, so I wouldn't worry too much about leaving those guys in the back. If you can take them with you with a relocate, it's super handy, so you're not trying to constantly repopulate your sapling farm. Okay, now we have this available and this available, so let's go ahead and wait until it actually, here we go. Charm that. Wait until we get a relocate, and then just move it a little bit. That way we get maximum winnings off of that. Let's move back here. I'm going to do another one of these. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I like doing more of these near the end, because at this point we've already progressed very, very far into enemy territory, and it doesn't really matter too much about having them stuck to the ground. Now, don't get me wrong, that's very important because you don't want them to be able to progress forward, but we've successfully pushed them back and their base is being damaged. Get another one of these off, and then we'll move this whole pile. That way they refresh, shake, and instantly spawn an entire new group. Move back here. I think I'm going to do another one of these, and then I'll start working. I mean, like I said, at this point it doesn't really matter, but when you first start, you're going to want to do that pattern. One Rootling or Machineling if you have the skin, and one Gatling drone. Very important, otherwise it's going to be a heavy push from him. You will probably recover, but it's just going to be a lot more difficult. And there you have it. It's a win. Alright. I think that's pretty much all I have for this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment down below, and I'll go ahead and try and answer them as best as possible. Just by odd coincidence, this is what the Rootling looks like without the skin. I was going to actually show you that, but here it is. So this is the Rootling. The skin turns it into apparently a Machineling, which looks like this. So, pretty cool skin. You can get the skins just out of the chest, which is very nice as well. You can also get them from the shop. I'm going to eventually go for this overgrown Gatling drone, just because I feel like it'll kind of mesh well with the type of deck I'm building. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll leave the Discord to our YouTube channel in the comment section or in the description, I mean, as well. This has been Azineum, and I hope you guys have a nice time. I really genuinely think this game is very solid. It is a very good game. You should probably try it. Hey guys, Azineum here, and Bella's back here again with us. Don't forget to donate for improved content. Click on the bell icon, subscribe, and like the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Thanks for watching.